What if growing older isn't about slowing down, but about lightening up? Picture this. You're past 70 and something just clicks. The rush of chasing deadlines, the noise of everyone else's opinions, it all starts to fade away. Suddenly, life feels clearer, like you're seeing it for the first time in sharp focus. Today, we're diving into 5 things that don't matter anymore. And trust me, letting them go might just open the door to a kind of peace, freedom, and joy you didn't know was waiting for you. So stick around. This could feel like a breath of fresh air. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe if you're up for the journey. Let's walk this together. So, one of the biggest things that stops mattering after 70 is this idea that we always need to be busy. You remember how it felt, right? Always on the go, always doing something, like slowing down meant you were falling behind. But here's the thing. After 70, you start to see it differently. Busyness isn't living. It's just noise. Take Frank, for example. At 76, he used to fill his days with endless to-do lists, always chasing the next task. But one day, he decided to let it go. He started taking afternoon walks. No phone, no distractions, just peace. And in those quiet moments, he found something beautiful: presence. Letting go of constant motion didn't mean he was giving up. It meant he was choosing to be fully there, in the moment. Because here's the truth. You've earned the right to pause, and that's where life really starts to shine. You know how we sometimes catch ourselves wishing we could still do things the way we used to. Maybe it's trying to remember every little detail, or feeling like we should still be able to lift that heavy box without a second thought. We push ourselves to move, think, or even look like we did at 40. But why? It's like we're chasing a version of ourselves that doesn't fit anymore. Take Ruth, for example. At 79, she used to get so frustrated when she couldn't recall names like she did in her younger days. It felt like she was losing something important. But one day, her granddaughter said something that changed everything. "Grandma, you remember the stories that matter." And just like that, Ruth realized she wasn't failing. She was focusing on the wrong things. Growth isn't about clinging to old standards. It's about honoring who you are now. You're not behind. You're in a new season of quiet strength. Worry has a way of creeping into our lives, doesn't it? It's like a shadow that follows us around, whispering, "What if?" at every turn. We've spent years fretting over our health, our family, the state of the world, things we can't really fix. It's almost like we've trained ourselves to carry that weight, as if worrying hard enough could change the outcome. But here's the beautiful thing. After all this time, you start to see that worry doesn't own you anymore. It's not your burden to bear alone. Think about Joan. She's 82, and for years, she'd lie awake at night, her mind spinning over her son's choices. His job, his finances, his future. It was like she felt responsible for it all. She'd toss and turn, imagining every possible thing that could go wrong. But one day, her son looked her square in the eye and said, "Mum, I've got this." Those 4 little words shifted something in her. Suddenly, she realized she didn't have to hold on to that worry anymore. Letting it go didn't mean she stopped loving him or caring about his life. It meant she trusted him to handle it. More than that, she trusted life to carry what she couldn't. That's the thing about worry. It sneaks in and drains us. It steals our energy, our joy, our peace, convincing us that if we just grip it tighter, we can control what happens. But so much of life is beyond our hands. And you know what? That's okay. Letting go isn't about giving up or turning cold. It's about choosing peace over panic, trust over tension. It's about knowing you've done what you can. And now it's time to let the rest unfold. Here's something simple you can try next time. That familiar feeling starts to bubble up. Pause for a second and ask yourself, is this something I can control? If it's a no, and so often it is, picture that worry as a little paper boat. Imagine folding it up, setting it down in a stream, and watching it float away. You don't have to hold it anymore, because here's the truth that Joan found, and you can too. Peace starts when you drop what's not yours to carry. And speaking of letting go, there's another weight we've been carrying for far too long: the need to apologize for who we are. We've all done it at some point, haven't we? Toned down our opinions so they don't ruffle feathers, laughed a little quieter to avoid drawing attention, or tucked away the parts of ourselves that feel too bold, too messy, too us. It's exhausting, trying to shrink into someone else's idea of who we should be. But here's the thing. After 70, you start to see it differently. You realize that who you are, with all your edges and colors, is more than enough. Take Robert, for instance. At 81, he used to feel this pang of embarrassment whenever tears welled up while talking about his late wife. You could see it. He'd brush them away fast, mumble a quick "sorry," and steer the conversation somewhere safer. But one day, something shifted. He decided he was done hiding. He let those tears fall, and with a small, steady smile, he said, "These tears? They're proof of how much I loved her." No apologies, no shame, just a quiet pride in what those tears meant. That moment flipped a switch for him. He wasn't weak for feeling deeply. He was strong for living so fully. And that's what it's all about. You've spent decades becoming this version of yourself. Your voice, your quirks, your story. They're not flaws to fix or things to explain away. They're yours, hard-earned and real. Think about it. The way you light up, telling that one story everyone begs to hear again. Or the laugh you can't hold back even when it's too loud. Why should you dim that? It's not about shouting from the rooftops or proving a point. It's about standing comfortably in your own skin, knowing you don't owe anyone an apology for it. So, the next time that little urge creeps in to say, "Sorry, I'm just being me," take a breath. Flip it around. Try this instead. "Yes, this is me, and I'm proud of it. You've given so much to the world. Your time, your heart, your grit. The least it can do is meet you exactly as you are. You've earned that space to stand tall in your truth, and it looks good on you." And then there's this quiet little voice that creeps in sometimes, isn't there? The one that whispers, "It's too late. Too late to start something new. Too late to dust off that dream you've been carrying around. Too late to feel that spark again." It's easy to buy into it. Like the years piling up mean your chances are slipping away. But here's the truth. That whisper, it's a lie. Your time hasn't passed. If anything, it's just getting started in a way you might not expect. Picture this. An older person stepping into the water for the first time, maybe a little shaky, but smiling wide. Or someone brushing paint across a canvas, colors blooming under their hands. Or even two people sharing a warm hug after years apart. That's not the end of a story. That's the beginning of something real and alive. Take Margaret. She was 85 when she decided she'd finally learn to swim. 85. She stepped into the pool, felt the water hold her up, and as she floated there, she laughed and said, "I'm right on time." Can you feel that? It wasn't too late for her. It was exactly the moment she'd been waiting for, even if she didn't know it. Here's what I want you to hear. Age doesn't slam doors shut. If anything, It cracks open new ones, ones that lead to something richer, deeper, fuller. That thing tugging at your heart, maybe a hobby you've always wanted to try, a trip you've dreamed of taking, or just reaching out to someone you miss. If it still matters to you, it's yours to chase. Doesn't matter how old you are, the clock doesn't get to tell you who you are or what you can do. Your courage does. That little flicker of, maybe I could, inside you. That's what defines you. So, if you're ready to step into the water, pick up the brush, or open your arms wide, go for it. You're not too late. You're right on time. Here are 5 things that don't matter after 70. Staying busy every second, chasing your past self, worrying about the uncontrollable, apologizing for who you are, and believing it's too late to start fresh. Letting go isn't losing. It's making space for peace, freedom, and deep joy. Imagine a quiet morning, the sun rising, a warm mug in hand, you steady and at ease. What's one thing you're ready to release or embrace? Drop a comment below. And if this spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep growing together, one step at a time.